Welcome everyone, my name is Stephanie and today we're going to learn how to perform the hip thrust. The hip thrust is a great exercise to really narrow down and train our glutes. And because we will be bending and extending at our hips, our hamstrings are going to receive a really nice workout as well. So let's jump into it. Today we'll be doing the barbell hip thrust, but first let me show you proper form, body weight only. You're going to begin with your upper back up against a bench or a plyometric box that's soft. Have the feet about hip distance apart or slightly wider with the toes turned slightly out. Arms bent, keep the chin tucked down toward your chest, and gaze at the top corner of the room ahead of you. Then you'll perform the thrust as you extend the hips up, squeezing those glutes going into a posterior pelvic tilt. This is what proper form looks like. Here's one thing to avoid, and that's dropping the head back behind you into cervical extension. You don't want to do that. So instead, think of this cue. Look up at the top corner of the room ahead of you and keep the chin tucked to the chest. That way, when you're at the very top of your hip thrust, your chin is still tucked, keeping that neck safe and also elongating those paraspinal muscles that run down to the lower back. This way, the lower back isn't working as hard and there's more focus on the glutes and hamstrings. Now I'll grab the barbell to show you how to set it up with this version. You're going to sit down in front of your bench and then roll the barbell over the thighs. Have a squat pad on there for comfort and then roll it in toward you so it's just in front of the thighs. Then you're going to bend both legs up using your hands to help out if needed. Feet slightly wider than hip distance and toes turned out. Knees out as well. Make sure that bench is just below the shoulder blades. Hold onto the barbell with an overhand grip, keeping that gaze up at that top corner just like we talked about, and then you're ready for your hip thrust. Here we go, squeezing the glutes, raising the hips up toward the ceiling, all the way up until the torso, hips, and knees are in a straight line. Keeping your abdominals engaged, keeping the rib cage down. That way you have good control over the lumbar spine and you're getting good hip extension at the top, going into a posterior pelvic tilt to truly fire those glute muscles. This is the hip thrust, controlling it up and down, all while keeping good control and the barbell level across the hips. And that's the hip thrust. If you're looking for a well-balanced program that takes advantage of the hip thrust, then head to erosactive.com and purchase our recreational muscle bundle, which includes our science-based guide to muscle building. It's perfect for anyone who is new to the gym. Also, check out our women's specialization program, which focuses more on the lower body while still providing a great overall full body workout.